Welcome back, everyone. Toy Shiz here, and we're back yet again to check out some Marvel Legends, specifically for X-Men 97. This is Wave 3 already. Pretty stellar lineup of action figures, I have to say. I'm very excited for this. I absolutely loved X-Men 97 Season 1. Fingers crossed as they keep making the show, it's just as good. First and foremost, we have Emma Frost. Woo! What an action figure we got going on right here. I have to say, an absolute smoke show. That's good, Marvel Legends, making females look like females. On the back side of the packaging, you get to see all the other characters in the wave, including a nice photography. And here's the barcode. You can use this to scan if you're looking in stores. Next up is Jubilee. Jubilee is in her later first season incarnation. So it's a little bit different than what we usually see her costume-wise, but she still looks great. We have newcomer Roberto da Costa, aka Sunspot. He was a nice addition to the first season. Didn't get to do a whole heck of a lot, but maybe we'll see more of him in seasons 2, 3, and beyond. Next up is Wolverine, Logan. You have to have a Wolverine if you have an X-Men 97 wave, so he is looking pretty stellar. And then you have Morph. Morph looks great. He's got a couple extra head portraits, which are really cool. And if you're wondering why my package is all banged up, I went on Entertainment Earth and bought a non-mint version because I'm going to tear open the packaging anyways. The figure is fine inside, and he looks all dandy, of course. And then the big man pajama himself, the one that took forever to get here, but he's here now. Nathan Summers, a.k.a. Cable. Cable was great in the first season of X-Men 97. Now, if you're wondering where to pick up so many cool Marvel Legends, well, I highly recommend Entertainment Earth. That's where mine came from. Now, I didn't pre-order them. I ordered them once they were in stock. That's how I was able to get some non-mint versions. But if you are interested, you can pick them up now. I believe the non-mints are all gone. But if you order over $79, you'll get free shipping. So definitely check out Entertainment Earth for all your X-Men 97 buying needs. They ship fast, they ship well, unless you buy non-mint, but I guarantee you'll find something there that you'll like. So, that all being said, this is going to be an absolute blast. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a nice hot cup of coffee. This is a look at the entire third wave of the brand new Marvel Legends X-Men 97 toy line. Here we go. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Well, I got you guys here. I just want to say thanks so much for always checking out my YouTube vids. And if you haven't already, please do consider subscribing. Why? Well, we have old toys, new toys, daily news updates. Guarantee you'll find something here that you like some Marvel Legends based off some awesome cartoon action. So now, here is everything taken out of the packaging. And much like Waves 1 and 2, I really like what Hasbro has done here. I've been asking for a while to have something more in the vein of what NECA Toys does with their cartoon TMNT line. Give them show-specific accessories, give them powers, and they really haven't disappointed. Now, every character isn't absolutely fantastic, but I will do, let's say, the bottom to the top, my favorites of the wave. And that being said, we'll kick it off with Roberto da Costa. So now we have some extra hands for him. He does have some nice fire effects, one of them being something you can attach to his fist, and the other one being more handheld. I like the little swish of the power effect right here. But for someone that, well, controls fire, yeah, this is definitely what you need. Roberto da Costa, Sunspot. It looks pretty cool. I like the yellows. I like the bluish black of the figure. That's pretty cool. And then you have a really great head portrait on him for the most part. There's one element that is really bugging me about his hair. But again, the yellows, the looks, everything looks great. The head portrait, the facial expression. But this tuft of hair thing going on up here is really, really bizarre. It's almost like, in so many ways, like layered chewing gum, but then this piece should not be there. From certain angles, it just looks bizarre. If you're looking straight on, you're not going to really see it, but yeah, that would be my only gripe with this figure. Next up, we have Logan, aka Wolverine. Now, a point of contention that I have with giving Wolverine Logan extra hands, especially based off X-Men, the animated series, and X-Men 97. Now, with the animated universe, I always think of Logan having those adamantium portholes on his hands, whether he's wearing gloves or not. And throughout the series, yes, you always see them like this. However, because Logan's backstory has changed and they've retconned everything and now they're giving him bone claws and yada yada, they have taken them away for X-Men 97. So yes, while I don't like it, because I just think that that adds a little something extra to the animated universe. I won't be faulting them for not putting those adamantium portholes on his hands because, yes, they don't exist in X-Men 97. Then you get some playing cards. One side says Xavier with the X logo, and the other ones are just the various suits. This is okay. It's just more suited for a character, I don't know, like Gambit or Apocalypse. The actual Logan figure, I would say from the waist up, including the arms and the claws, really well done. I actually really like the head portrait. The claws, see, for me, again, they're missing those adamantium portholes. I don't really care for that. But again, it's show accurate, so I'm not complaining too much. Again, like I said, from the waist up, brand new. From the legs down, reused. And this is where you're going to see some pins, which is kind of disappointing because every other character is pinless. And also, he's not as animated accurate. He's missing those kind of streamlines that you look up top with the jacket and the shirt and everything else. Like, look how beautiful that looks on the backside, but the legs are sorely lacking. Next up, we have Jubilee. Jubilee is going to come with some extra hands, and she actually has some cool power effects. Now, I would have liked to have seen a lot more Jubilation Lee powers going on. Very 4th of July. These are cool, but in many ways, they're also very muted. I do like the little yellow dots that they got going on, but it could have used a little bit more pizzazz. Not to knock them. I'm glad she has powers, but this is a good starting point. Push it next time you release a Jubilee, because as you'll see later on, we still need the normal suit Jubilee. But this one is pretty good for what it is. Now, she is very accurate. Again, this is her later season 1 look, but I love that she comes with the drink. That's a nice little touch. The head portrait is amazing. She has her glasses pushed up. It's fantastic. You also have the look of the coat. It's very streamlined, a lot more angular. Really fits with X-Men 97. And then you have a smaller female buck body for her figure. So I would say the colors are there. The hands are great. The powers are okay. We'll say more colorful for Jubilee. And I definitely like the jacket. So this one is a great addition to your X-Men 97 collection. Next up is the White Queen herself, Emma Frost. She just comes with hands we have seen more than a million times, but she does have some really spot-on animated head portraits. This one's more of a hair windswept look, which I definitely don't mind. Very beautiful face. That's really cool. And then you have this smoke show right here. I know it's a figure. I get it, but hot dang, right? I like the pinstripes that they got going on down the leg. That's really cool. I definitely dig that. And then the rest of her costume, or whatever you want to call it, the corset with the lace and everything else, and her nice cape with the fur. Yeah, they definitely knocked this figure out of the park. This head portrait is quite beautiful as well. I like the hair. It's just very spot on to what you see in X-Men 97, and you can go ahead and see this to see the differences between the head portraits. There's not that big a difference, but hey, I'm glad they give us extra head portraits nonetheless. The cape is not going to be extremely malleable. It's a cape. It's going to cover her shoulders, but you can basically move her arms. Emma Frost had a very low-key role in X-Men 97. I'm sure we'll see her diamond form eventually, but yeah, this one is definitely a home run overall for the character of Emma Frost. Next up, if you can't guess it, is Morph. He comes with various hands and head portraits, one of them being the human head, and then Henry Peter Gyrick. That's a nice toss-in, I will say that. With his normal human head, they've sort of redesigned him, right? So he's not exactly that goofy look that he was in X-Men the Animated Series, but with Henry Peter Gyrick's head, if you have the suited body, we'll say Professor X, even though Henry Peter Gyrick has more of a yellow tie, yellow shirt, and that sort of thing going on, it looks pretty cool overall, and I just don't have any other green suited bodies. However, yeah, the head portrait is pretty spot on to his look in the new X-Men 97, so that definitely works. Morph is really cool looking. He's very streamlined, he's very thin, he's very animated. I really dig that. This is the best Morph figure that they have made. They've made X-Men the Animated Series, and they've made Changeling from AOA, but this one is X-Men 97 all the way. I really like his head portrait. I love the body type. It's just very slick, very pristine. The colors pop, the jacket's great. He's thin, he's not overly bulky. It's a great looking morph. And when you pop the heads, here's the caveat to everything I just said. He has a gray neck because, well, that's just the initial neckage that you get with the more morphed out head. I would have think they would have thrown in an extra, we'll say, flesh-colored neck, and so that's a bit of a bummer. Even swapping out the Henry Peter Gyrick head, even though you're never going to do that, it's the gray neck that is very weird. And then finally, to round it out, my favorite figure of this wave is Cable. You get extra hands, and you get some blast effects. That's a nice touch. We've seen these a million times, but they make sense in terms of what I'm going to show you. Cable, beautiful. What a figure. This is amazing. Home run. You've got the animated colors. He looks extremely X-Men 97. I could not have asked for something better. It just pops in every way imaginable. I like his future suspenders here, how that ab crunch works. That's really cool. It's kind of like his dad, Cyclops. You get two really cool futuristic weapons for Cable, a smaller gun, which you can plug in the blast effect. That's all I need right there. That is wonderful. I absolutely dig that. And there's paint on the guns. And then you have the oversized gun that he's notoriously carrying around. He holds it beautifully. Again, I love that they painted some accents, some red. That's wonderful. That's great. You can port in the blast effect, the belts, the blues, the grays, all the pouches for days. Heck yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The only downside, I would say, is that I wish he had some weapon storage. Now, you go back and watch X-Men 97, it just kind of fits onto his back. Maybe they could have done something like that, but this is awesome. This is truly Cable from X-Men 97, and he's a fantastic addition to the X-Men 97 action figure lineup. If you want to see other Cables, we'll say the most recent Cables in my collection, from comic books to Marvel vs. Capcom, this X-Men 97 Cable definitely is a standout. And yes, next to Apocalypse, I'm going to tell you honestly, in seeing and grabbing this Apocalypse some years back, I thought, wow, this Apocalypse is amazing. They could not do better. Well, when I was at New York Comic Con, they revealed the upcoming made-to-order 12-inch tall X-Men 97 Apocalypse, and it is amazing. I cannot say enough nice things about it. Now, I will set you back $120. You can only grab it on Hasbro Pulse. It's an exclusive in that sense. But man, oh man, you get everything that you need for X-Men 97, X-Men the Animated Series, Apocalypse, and whatnot. So it's curious to see what they're going to do with him for Season 2. But I would say the only accessory they're missing is a burnt playing card. Now, that would have been really awesome. But I've already ordered this. This will be mine. This is amazing. And let me know your comments down below. Trucking on, we have Jubilee. Now, here's something funny, right? You look at this old figure and you go, oh, eesh. What were they thinking there? No, you can't swap the heads. It's entirely too big. So yes, please redo Jubilee in her traditional garb. Then we have Morph. When they did Morph recently, he was a little bit too big, a little bit too bulky for what you think about with Morph. With this more streamlined, directly X-Men 97 action figure, it's definitely a whole heck of a lot better. And no, you can't swap the heads because the head is entirely too small for that other body. But what is cool with X-Men 97, with all the other prior waves, we still need some characters. You can leave out Beast. Let's redo him, get him more X-Men 97ified. But yes, you are shaping out a really cool X-Men 97 collection. So that's going to wrap it up for my quick look at the entire third wave of the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men 97 toy line. Across the board, from all the animated looks to enough powers, to enough accessories, I would say it's largely a home run of a wave. There are a lot of characters that stand out over others. DaCosta's hair is certainly weird, but for the most part, I'm really digging what they're doing here. More of this, more cartoon-accurate looks. At New York Comic Con, I talked to the Marvel Legends team without even me asking. They brought up that they want to do Peter Parker in the polo shirt. They want to do Flash Thompson in his Letterman's jacket. So push the animated avenue. Go above and beyond. That's what I want to see. So you've heard my thoughts, and now I'm curious to know yours. Comment below. Let me know. Let's talk everything 97. And until the next one, I will leave you guys with that. Adios.